kind of uncomfortable to speak in front of you all now because you guys have been reading a lot of things and a lot of things are reading more than me. But
देवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ conquest. One should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of God, Narayana, unto Narayana, unto Narayana, the supreme human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the God. भगवते उत्तमः श्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्टिकी श्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्टिकी. By attendance in the classes of the Bhagavatam and by rendering of the service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and the loving service unto the personality of Godhead, whose praise with transcendental songs is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnanendranaşalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Chapter 8, Canto 8, Chapter 20 ki. Jai. So we'll be starting with Chapter 20. It's new chapter, and the name of this chapter is Bali Maharaj Surrenders the Universe. We all know this wonderful story of Bali Maharaj, but still we'll be going deep through few verses, and the verses we'll be reciting. So we'll be reading verse number 1 to 13, and then we'll be focusing on verse 1 later. So yeah, we can start one by one.
What is the name of the chapter? Bali Maharaj?
Surrenders the Universe.
so would you like to give a summary of what is happening here?
So basically, Shukracharya, Vamandev is already there in front of Bali Maharaj, and Shukracharya told him to not listen to him or to not give charity to him. If I talk about this story in a broader context, this is what is happening. And now we're going to read about 9 arguments which were made by Bali Maharaj that why he should give charity to Vamandev. So we'll go one by one and then we'll discuss it a little. So Prabhu, basically it's going to be, so I tried focusing on how Mother Prabhupada Priya does. We'll be reading one verse and we'll be discussing is this one of the 9 things or not? And then we'll write it down on our notebooks. I hope everyone had one. Right? Perfect.
Shukadev Goswami said, O King Parikshit, when Bali Maharaj was first advised by his teaching master Shukracharya to family priest, he remained silent for some time, and then, after full deliberation, he replied to his spiritual master as follows.
What do you think? Is this one of the arguments or not?
No.
No, right? So let's read the next one.
Bali Maharaj said, as you have already stated, the principle of religion that does not hinder one's economic development, sense gratification, fame, and means of livelihood is the real occupational duty of the householder. I also think that the religious principle is correct.
So, is this an argument or not?
Yes.
Okay, and we'll take reflections. What is the argument here? We write everything down, don't worry. And then in the later verses, when we'll be discussing it in deep, we'll discuss what are the actual 9 ones. So whatever you feel, you can just speak and we'll all will write. Is that okay? So Monil Prabhu, what do you think?
So here, Bali Maharaj is stating that this is a principle of end. So giving charity will not hinder his economic development, sense gratification, fame, and means of livelihood. So that is the real occupation of the householder. So he should do that.
Mm-hmm. So So we'll discuss all these points in the end. First, we'll write everyone's view. Anybody has anything else? Yes, Hardik Prabhu. Oh, Andrish Prabhu.
Oh, but he's taking everything. He's taking the entire economy. He's taking the entire universe, actually, the three worlds. There's nothing left after that.
Yeah, but he doesn't know at this time, right?
Yes, but yeah, he told him, Shukracharya, right, that he
Yeah.
will take everything.
Still,
3 paces only, you're right.
okay, we'll read the next verse. Whose turn is now?
Yes.
I'm the grandson of Maharaj Prahlad. How can I withdraw my promise because of greed for money when I have already said that I shall give this land? How can I behave like an ordinary cheater, especially towards a Brahman?
So, is this another argument?
Yes.
What's the argument here?
I'm not sure.
Devija Prabhu. We'll raise hands.
He said he can't withdraw his promise, that would be he's greedy of
Yeah.
wealth or money and will become a cheater.
Can't withdraw.
Can't be a cheater, especially to a Brahmana.
So, right, I made it 2 points actually. Can't withdraw and then cannot cheat a Brahmana.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
Cheating anyone is wrong.
Anyone, yes.
It's especially towards a Brahmin. To everyone is wrong.
Yes. And we'll go to the next verse.
There is nothing more sinful than untruthfulness, because of this Mother Earth once said, I can bear any heavy thing except a person who's a liar.
Another argument?
Yes.
Okay, you tell now who said yes.
Not giving charity would be more sinful than truthfulness.
Okay.
That untruthfulness is not right, because he can give charity, that's truth. He doesn't have and he cannot give charity, that is also true. So right now the truth is that he has it and he can give it for dharma.
Yes. So we write it. Has anybody of you seen all the pictures in the temple hall? What does the first one says? Very first one.
War.
Mother Earth is going to like there is.
Yeah. She's suffering because of the lies made by mankind. And then there were a lot of other things too. But it has been mentioned a lot of time in Bhagavatam too, that because of the lies made by mankind. Right? So yeah, Mother Earth suffers a lot because of this. So this could be a point. Untruthfulness. Next verse. Sarthak Prabhu.
I do not fear hell, poverty, an ocean of distress, fall down from my position, or even death itself, as much as I fear cheating a Brahmana.
It's kind of the similar point, right, which we discussed. Cheating a Brahmana. Anything else anybody has? Antriksh
Like
Prabhu.
in the previous verse, he mentioned that his grandson of Prahlad Maharaj, a devotee, and Prahlad Maharaj is one of the Bhagavats. So what he meant, like for a devotee to serve Lord is to serve Brahman and go.
Chaya. Perfect. So with that, we'll go to the next verse.
My Lord, you can also see that all the material opulences of this world are certainly separated from their possessor at death. Therefore, if the Brahmana Vaman is not satisfied by whatever gifts one has given, why not please him with the riches one is destined to lose at death?
So, what's the point here, Jai Prabhu?
Like we come with nothing in this world and we go with nothing in this world. So why not just give everything to the Brahmana?
Haribo, Jai, perfect. So I'll just write it, and after that, either ways, everything will be gone. Right? So this could be another argument. Let's move to the next verse.
Dadiji, Siddhi, and many other great personalities were willing to sacrifice even their lives for the benefit of people in general. This is the evidence of history. So why not give up this insignificant land? What is serious consideration against it?
Yeah. So what should be in here, Devanshi Prabhu? What could be the argument here?
So like the great personalities they sacrifice their life for the general people. This is the history. So he wanted to follow the footsteps of previous acharyas.
Chaya. Nice. Wonderful. By the way, does anybody of you knows what do we say that Indra thing?
Vajra.
Vajra. Indra's Vajra made up of?
The Richi's bones.
Yeah. It's actually made up of the Diti's bones. And that's why it's mentioned here that the Dichi sacrificed himself. Let's move to the next verse.
O best of the Brahmanas, certainly the demoniac kings, who were never reluctant to fight, enjoyed this world, but in due course of time, everything they had was taken away, except their reputation, by which they continue to exist. In other words, one should try to achieve a good reputation instead of anything else.
So, what do you think could be a point here? Avinav Prabhu, what do you think?
This reminds me of what happens to Ashwatthama, Canto 1, where he doesn't get killed, but he loses his reputation as a fighter. And I think what Bali Maharaj is saying here is that reputation for a king, he's a king, right? So his reputation is very important to uphold. And that's what he's trying to say here.
Yes, perfect. That's what I actually wrote down. Not wrote down, but I wrote down in my notes over there when I was preparing for class. Because I was told by my mentor that it's better to memorize it than to note it down and then go and speak it. Better to memorize. So yeah, that's what I wrote. Basically, Bali Maharaj has done a lot of austerities, and this was his last yajna, and if he's not still doing it, then what's the case? And then people will be saying, okay, Bali Maharaj, you never did the whole thing. You know, sometimes, has it ever happened with you? You literally did 99 works of someone, and then you missed the last one thing. Let's say Sarthak Prabhu, you do a lot of videos, you missed one, and then you being chastised for that one only by Venkatesh. Ever happened? You were supposed to say yes. It happened with me a lot of time. I did 99 work of somebody, and then one is left, especially with my parents, and then they'll be like, Apu is my home, like my name back home. So they're like, Apu, you never do anything. Mama, who did the other things? But actually, you know what? This quality is also nice. How we can use this quality in Krishna consciousness. Any guesses?
Not looking for recognition.
Yeah, okay, we can do that.
Sorry, can you repeat which quality?
It might not be quality, but let's say, okay, thinking that, okay, 99 works are done, but still one is left. How can we use this in Krishna consciousness?
Even you distributed 10 books, but 10 are more left to distribute.
Perfect. Jai Devanshi Prabhu. Actually, I learned this from Vishakha Prabhu herself. I don't know why you were unable to figure it out, but
Hello.
she'll...
I knew it. I just didn't chance to learn.
So, she'll be doing thousands of works, and then everything is going good, but one work will be pending, and she'll be like, no, I have to finish this one also. So that you can we are not perfect, but we're still trying to be perfect, right? So you can perfectly worship Krishna. Let's go to the next verse.
O best of the Brahmanas, many men have laid down their lives on the battlefield, being unafraid of fighting, but rarely has one gotten the chance to give his accumulated wealth faithfully to a saintly person who creates holy places.
Anything from here? What do you think?
I think it's the rare opportunity.
Hmm?
He's saying that it's a very rare opportunity what you've provided with them.
Yeah, but I never found a point in this one though. Like it's I think similar point which is being discussed here. Do you Prabhu's, like, can you find any other point?
Duryodhan had everything, but in the battlefield, he lost everything. He was left behind, everyone had left, and he was all by himself, waiting for the death. And that's where Ashwatthama and Kripa and Kripacharya, they guys come and they have this conversation that he was king yesterday of the entire earth, and today he's lying all alone here, just praying for death, and animals are kind of trying to kill him. So this is the reality of this world.
So basically the same point that,
it has to satisfy your purpose.
yeah, so I think it's the same point that we never bought anything and we're not going to take anything with us, right?
We take, right? We
Except
take
bhakti.
possessions, but yes, what we give.
Chai. Yeah, so I think with that we'll move forward to the next verse.
I think he has a point.
Who?
This guy.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Munal Prabhu.
Okay. So I feel like there's a point where it says that it's very rare to very rare that a saintly person or a Vaishnava will approach you for charity. So, but like if you have something, you should give, because as Prabhu mentioned, you can be a king one day and other day you can lose it. So you know the king, right? For some time, but then he didn't get a chance to, or he might have had a chance, but he didn't give charity to Brahmanas. So he said this is a very rare opportunity. You should do it. So I should do it. He's saying, Parima is saying.
Perfect. So I write it out as serving Vaishnavas, that it's a rare opportunity to serve them. But luckily in Canada, we got a lot of sadhus, like Kalakanta Prabhu is coming soon, right? Who all are excited. Yeah.
SPK Maharaj is also coming.
Oh, he's coming? Chai. Perfect.
And Uttaman Partha are also coming.
See?
And Sanatan Dharma Prabhu is also coming.
Canada is like Kali Yuga. Yeah. Like in Kali Yuga is the most lowest. Like not lowest I'll say, but Kali Yuga is not the perfect one. But still, in Kali Yuga, just by the chanting of holy names, we can get a lot of things, right? Everything is done. Similarly in Canada. Now, if we talk about S.V. Keshav Swami, if we go in India, it's so hard to have their darshans. Like, I remember once my...
How is still Canada coming?
Okay, I'll give you one example. It's like Kali Yuga, basically. Why? Because Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, if you see in India, there's a big line to even just see him. But here, we were able to meet him personally, right? So in this sense that it has a lot of...
Mercy.
Yeah.
But then it's a spiritual world. If there is mercy, then it's a spiritual world.
No, what he was trying to say is in Satyayug, you have to do a lot of hard work to get you can easily get in Kali Yuga by chanting. Similarly, in Canada, it's very easy to get association.
Jai Nityananda Prabhu ki!
Did you just save your God brother?
Jai. Let's move forward to the next verse.
Prabhu, I just have a point.
Yes, Prabhu.
What Prabhu said, Duryodhana gave a lot of charity to Brahmanas, but he failed to recognize Krishna as the Supreme Lord, even though Krishna showed his universal form. So he did all the charities for material benefit.
That's what his purpose was, to gain something. However, when a Vaishnava does charity, what is his main purpose?
He's doing for a duty. Here, Bali Maharaj is doing as a matter of duty.
Chai. And also, we see a lot of devotees in India. They are serving food. I was recently reading this thing that around I think 11,000 people, like especially kids, they were being fed by ISKCON every single day or something in India, or probably in whole world, something like this. So, but it's not just a simple food. It's prasadam, right? Mahaprasade Govinde. So we are trying to make them Krishna conscious by just putting a very slight amount of Krishna in their life. Yeah, sorry, we'll go next, otherwise we won't have enough time.
Excellent. By giving charity, a benevolent and merciful person undoubtedly becomes even more auspicious, especially when you give charity to a person like your good self. Under the circumstances, I must give this little brahmachari whatever charity he wants from me.
I'll say charity is auspicious and it's a duty of a grahastha to do charity. I was reading this book, Life with a Perfect Master, in which somebody asked Srila Prabhupada that, as a grihastha now, what should be my major duty? So Prabhupada said, you have to take care of all the other three ashramas. He said, your first duty should be, whenever you make food in your house, go outside and ask, is anybody hungry? And then go back to your home. If you find somebody, take him home, feed him, and then you eat later in the last. But if there's nothing, then go back to your home and honor prasadam. So as a grahastha, our duty, not me, but grahastha's duty is to take care of the three ashramas. Because somebody has to do it. And text number 11, yeah.
Oh, great sage, great saintly persons like you, being completely aware of the Vedic principles for performing ritualistic ceremonies and yajnas, worship Lord Vishnu in all circumstances. Therefore, whether that same Lord Vishnu has come here to give me all benedictions or to punish me as an enemy, I must carry out his order and give him the requested tract of land without hesitation.
Yeah. So Badi Maharaj here is saying, either ways, if I'm doing yajna, it's going to Vishnu, right? We do it for the happiness of Vishnu. And if Vishnu is himself coming to take something, then what's wrong with it? Let's just give it to him, right? So that's another reason.
Prabhu, HARINAM. So this was told by Bali Maharaj to Vaman, right?
No.
To his guru, Shukracharya. Yeah.
Okay, but the real thing is, it is mentioned whether the same Lord Vishnu has come here to give me all the nations to us.
Yeah. So here he's saying that either ways, if we are doing yajna, it's going to Lord Vishnu. And the same person, Lord Vishnu, is coming to ask me something. Then why should not I give him? The purpose of my yajna is to please Vishnu. Right? Does that help?
Yes.
Okay. We'll go to the next verse, because we have not started with our verse yet. 12th. Who's next? Om Prabhu.
No, Prabhu, just
Chai Prabhu.
although he is Vishnu himself, out of fear, he has covered himself in the form of Brahmana to come to me begging. Under the circumstances, because he has assumed the form of a Brahmana, even if he irreligiously arrests me or even kills me, I shall not retaliate, although he is my enemy.
Kalakanta Prabhu, when he was here, he shared this wonderful, wonderful line that Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe ke. Right? And then later he was explaining that Prabhupada's father used to tell him that Krishna has 10 hands. And if he's trying to take something from you, what can you hold? And if he's trying to give you something, what can you hold? Right? Because we don't have 10 hands to grab everything or to steal everything. So yeah, that's what he's trying to state here. That if Krishna wants to take it, either ways it cannot stay with me. So everything depends upon Krishna's desire. You can write it down. And we'll move to the next verse.
Text 13. If this Brahmana really is Lord Vishnu, who is worshipped by Vedic hymns, he would never give up his widespread reputation. Either he would lie down having been killed by me, or he will kill me in a fight.
Yeah, again the same point that Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe ke. I think I mixed both of the things. But yeah, it's the same point. So yeah, I actually wrote 10 points. How many you Prabhus were able to write down? 6. Okay. 6. Anyone else? Okay, I'll share mine. You tell me if you have to add something else. So, the first one is he cannot withdraw his promise. Right? Second one is he cannot cheat a Brahmana. That will be an offense to him, Brahmana. He cannot be untruthful by breaking his promise. So, or by just not giving charity to him. Then, fourth one is after that, either ways, there is nothing left. Fifth one is he was trying to follow the great saintly persons because we are supposed to follow them. And that was the Dichi in this case. And then sixth one I wrote was, it's always, as Monal Prabhu mentioned, it's really rare to serve the Vaishnavas. So he was trying to grab that opportunity. Seventh one, that charity is really auspicious. And yeah, it's a duty of Grihastha to do charities. Eighth one was, either ways, the yajna is meant for the pleasure of Vishnu. So if I'm trying to please Lord Vishnu and he's here himself, why should not I please him here? And the last one is everything depends upon the desire of Krishna. Rakhe Krishna mare Krishna rakhe ke. So yeah, with that, we are really a little late. We'll start with our verse, which is text number 1. Sorry for the delay, but I just wanted you all to just have some fun time while reading. Prabhu, can we open up the verse? So we'll be quick. Shri Shukha Uvacha Balirevam Grihapati Kulacharena Bhashita Tushnim Bhutva Kshanam Rajan Uvachava Hito Gurum Shishukuvacha Balirevam Grihapati Kulacharena Bhashitaha Tushnim Bhutva Kshanam Rajan Uvacha Vahito Gurum. Shri Shukha Uvacha Balirevam Grihapati Kulacharena Bhashitaha Tushtim Bhutva Kshanam Rajan Uvacha Vahito Gurum. Shri Shukha Uvacha Balirevam Grihapati Kulacharena Bhashitaha
Tushnim Bhutvakshanam Rajan
Tushnim Bhutvakshanam Rajan Uvacha Vahito Gurum. Shri Shukha Uvacha Balirevam Grihapati Kulacharena Bhashitaha Tushnim Bhutvakshanam Rajan Uvacha Vahito Gurum. Shri Shukha Uvacha Balirevam Grihapati Kulacharena Bhashitaha Tushnim Bhutvakshanam Rajan Uvacha Vahito Gurum. Word to word translation, we read it together. Shri Shukha Uvacha, Shri Shukdev Goswami said, Bali Maharaj, Evam, thus Grahapati, the master of household affairs, although guided by the priest, Kula Acharena, by the family Acharya or guide, Bhashitaha, being thus addressed, Tushnim, silent, Bhutva, becoming, Shanam, for the moment, Rajan, O King, Maharaj Parikshit, Uvacha, said, Avahita, after full deliberation, Guru, unto his spiritual master. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki! Together. Sri Sukadev Goswami said, O King Parikshit, when Bali Maharaj was thus advised by his spiritual master, Shukracharya, his family priest, he remained silent for some time, and then after full deliberation, he replied to his spiritual master as follows. And we need volunteers. I wanted to do the Maharaj thing. Okay, Vishakha Prabhu first.
Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur remarks that Bali Maharaj remained silent at a critical point. How could he disobey the instructions of Shukracharya, his spiritual master? It is the duty of such a sober person as Bali Maharaj to abide by the orders of his spiritual master immediately, as the spiritual master had advised. But Bali Maharaj also considered that Shukracharya was no longer to be accepted as his spiritual master, for he had deviated from the duty of a spiritual master. According to Shastra, the duty of the Guru is to take disciple back home, back to Godhead. If he is unable to do so, and instead hinders the disciple in going back to Godhead, he should not be a Guru. Guru na sasyat Bhagavad Gita.
Bhagavatam.
I will know which book. Isn't it Bhagavatam SB? Okay, anyway, Bhagavatam 5.518. One should not become Guru if he cannot enable his disciple to advance in Krishna consciousness. The goal of life is to become a devotee of Lord Krishna so that one may be freed from the bondage of material existence. All together. The spiritual master helps the disciple attain the stage by developing Krishna consciousness. Now Shukracharya has advised Bali Maharaj to deny the promise to Vasudev. Under the circumstances, therefore, Bali Maharaj thought there would be no fault if he disobeyed the order of his spiritual master. He deliberated on this point. Should he refuse to accept the advice of his spiritual master, or should he independently do everything to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead? He took some time, therefore it is said, after deliberating on this point, he decided that Lord Vishnu should be pleased in all circumstances, even at the risk of ignoring the Guru's advice to the contrary.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I
Dila
think
Prabhu.
Sanjana is acting for her. I should be.
No, she should not be.
Anyone who is supposed to be a guru but who goes against the principle of Krishna Bhakti cannot be accepted as guru. If one has falsely accepted such a guru, one should reject him. Such a guru is described as follows. Guru Sri Jiva Goswami has advised that such a useless guru, a family priest acting as a guru, should be given up, and that proper bona fide guru should be accepted.
Thank you. You.
Thank you. A scholarly Brahmana expert in all the subjects of Vedic knowledge is unfit to become a spiritual master without being a Vaishnava. But if a person born in a family of a lower caste is a Vaishnava, he can become a spiritual master. Padma.
Can you read the last verse again because she was laughing at it?
Okay, let's read it again. The last one. Who want to read? Somebody from boys. Yeah, Antriksh Prabhu.
If a person born in a family of a lower caste is a Vaishnava, he can become a spiritual master according to Padma Purana.
Is that okay? Yeah. So, such a wonderful, wonderful verse. We say, Mahajano yena gati sa pantha. What does that mean?
Footsteps of Maharajas.
We are supposed to follow the footsteps of Mahajana. And out of 12 Mahajanas, one of them is Bali Maharaj.
Bali Maharaj.
Yeah, Bali Maharaj. So now we can see here, he's being so exemplary here that even if we have to go against the instruction of our Guru for Krishna consciousness, it should be done, but in a proper way. Bhakti Shastri students, we just read when a Guru is when can you reject a Guru basically? Who's going to answer that? Not you, okay.
When he has deviated from the path of Krishna Bhakti.
And there's one more line. When can you reject a Guru? Yes, Jai Prabhu.
When he has lost his sense of discrimination.
Yes. So when he's deviated and he's indulged in all sort of nonsense activities, and then he has lost the sense of discrimination. These two things. We all, I suppose most of us did ISKCON disciple course here.
Yes.
Right? So there we read the qualities of a Guru. And there are different qualities. I don't know how many, but there are a lot. So let's say one by one. One quality of a Guru. Bona fide Guru.
He is Uttama Adhikari. He is an Uttama Adhikari.
That is nice, but also Madhyama Adhikaris can be Guru. Prabhupada mentioned. Yes, Prabhu.
Whose senses are under control and his tongue, belly, genital, all these senses are controlled. Such a person is qualified to make disciples all over the world.
So Prabhu said, Nectar of Instruction, text 1. Right? All the senses are under control. Yes, Rohan Prabhu.
One was has the knowledge of the absolute truth.
Has the knowledge of absolute truth. Yes?
Someone who gives you spiritual vision as well as strength to follow it.
Yes. Venkatesh Prabhu, would you like to add something?
The one who is Acharya.
Acharya, leading by example. Davija
Very
Prabhu.
similar to Venkatesh Prabhu. I was saying that he follows acharyas as well, so he doesn't add anything. He follows what's been passed down.
Coming from a bona fide source. Yes. Okay, Jai Prabhu.
Whose only business is to connect us to Krishna.
Yes. There was one more line which Prabhupada Priya Mataji, she purposely focused on that one.
He shows the paths but doesn't sanction the path.
Well, yes, Prabhu.
Isn't give any wrong advices?
Yes.
Huh?
Doesn't give wrong advices.
Wrong advice.
Oh, I thought long.
Long advice.
So, yes, that is also right. The answer I was looking for was, he must know the science of Krishna. And he should be able to deliver the disciple. Because if he cannot do that, then he's simply not a guru. He said, Raskal Prabhupada said. Yeah, and then I can recall Prabhupada giving this example. Basically, Advaita Acharya, we all know Advaita Acharya, right? One of Panch Tattvas, everybody knows. So, Mahaprabhu used to see him as a teacher. And Advaita Acharya, being the servant of the Lord, he's saying, Lord has himself descended as Sri Krishna Chaitanya, but he's not accepting any service from me. But rather, he's doing my services. And he was really sad by this thing. So we all, Nityananda Prabhu, I think we must have heard that past time. I think it was you who was giving class that Advaita Acharya took the dust from the feet of Mahaprabhu when he was in ecstasy, and then he went unconscious. He took the dust. And Mahaprabhu, when he woke up and he started doing some kirtan, he was like, somebody stole my prema. And then he literally ran to Advaita Acharya, fell on his feet, and then later he was like, okay, now I got it back. If you are a thief, then, hey, what do we call a daku in English?
Dacoits. Dacoits.
Then I'm a dacoit.
Dacoits.
Dacoit. Same thing. Copy paste. So he said, if you're a thief, I'm a dacoit. And then Advaita Acharya now is really displeased. He's like, what can I do to get the mercy of Mahaprabhu? He started preaching Mayavad. Right? He actually started preaching Mayavad. Can you imagine? Advaita Acharya. They say when we go back to Goloka in Mahaprabhu Leela, here we hear lectures from all these wonderful devotees. There we'll be listening lectures from Advaita Acharya about the conjugal pastime of Radha Krishna. He's sharing Mayavad philosophy. As soon as Mahaprabhu heard it, he came, stood right in front of him, the Vyasasana. He asked him one question. Anybody knows the question?
Who asked question?
Mahaprabhu asked Advaita Acharya one question, standing in front of Advaita Acharya.
So it was related to that, which is the topmost, the use of service or absolute. So yes.
Yeah. And guess, Advaita Acharya, being preaching Mayavad, what he said? He said, merging into the Brahman effulgence. Mahaprabhu went so angry. He got so angry. He took him out of his Vyasasana, literally threw him and started kicking him, beating him with his hands. Now imagine, now we have a lot of Mayavadis here, right? People are talking about all sort of merging into the existence of this Brahma Jyoti. And I can recall Vishakha Prabhu in one of her lectures, she was saying, it's so boring. Even if you are there, what will you do there? There's nothing to do. However, the main purpose is to serve. Jivera Swarupa Hoya? Krishnera Nityadas. Okay, Prabhu is finding new verses, right? You're about to say something else. Oh, okay, perfect. So Krishnera Nityadas. We are actually meant to serve. And Nityananda Prabhu was stating that even in Goloka, there are two types of things. One is Goloka, which is the exterior portion, but then in Goloka also there is a Gokula. And somebody asked one of the acharyas that in our, specifically Sampradaya, our teacher, most of them after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and even Madhavendra Puri, they are more towards Radha and Krishna. But if we say Madhvacharya, or before, they were more towards Vedic Bhakti, not Raganuga Bhakti. And they were more towards Lord Rama and doing deity worship. Proper standards has to be there. So how come there is the difference? Then they mentioned that, well, the previous acharyas were from Golok Vrindavan. But Mahaprabhu and everyone else is from Gokul Vrindavan. So that is the thing, we have to serve Radha Krishna, not to indulge or to just get mixed up with any light or something.
Can you elaborate?
Okay, after the class. Because it might be a really big, complex topic and we already have really less time. I'll just open up for the question answers by concluding that our purpose is to serve by sharing and by preaching the holy name. And if anybody has any reflections, please. Yes, Prabhu.
I just want to add on to the, like, serving can be also taken as that what is the joy in service. If there is, like when we merge into Brahma Jyoti, we don't, but like, some people they want to. If they want to merge into Brahma Jyoti, there's nothing there. But then at the same time, what is there in the service too? It's not a service to myself. But, and then, like just reflecting upon this feeling of service, it's very important to have a purpose in a project in our lives. And like one of the project is to please someone. Because when you live to please someone, then you are pleased to serve someone. And then you serve to love someone. And then you love to live again. So the cycle goes on. So it's like you live to please, then you please to serve. You're pleased to serve, then you serve to love, and then you love to live. So it's, and this exists, love to live, this living thing, this live doesn't mean materially existing, but it also means spiritually existing. That like, you just love existing in the spiritual world. So it's very important to relish all that and have a project. Otherwise, it's so boring. I would rather just work here or, be a billionaire rather than merging into management. It's so boring, nothing to do, right?
Boring, completely. I can recall, since you were talking about spiritual worlds, that the rasa which we worship, Unnata Jwala Ras, not just the Jwala, Unnata Jwala Ras. I think I shared it before too. But I heard this thing. So this video just came up. Somebody shared it with me from Narayan Goswami Maharaj. He's the godbrother of Srila Prabhupada, and he did the last rituals of Srila Prabhupada. So he was saying that our ras is Unnata Ujjwala Ras. Basically, once we acquire a Manjari form, we can go to the all Leelas. However, all the Sakhis cannot, even Lalita Vishaka Sakhi cannot go to the Nivrit Nikunj Leela or pastime of Lord. But all the Manjaris will be there. Definitely, they can go to all the different type of pastimes. So yeah, Monir Prabhu, you had something.
I just want to ask you, can you finish that pastime of Advaita Acharya being beaten up by Mahaprabhu? Because that was the reason why Advaita Acharya did that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, sorry. Actually, we were short of time, but now Mahaprabhu started beating Advaita Acharya, and then now Mahaprabhu is in great anxiety that what's happening. But once he turned back, he see Advaita Acharya. He's dancing in ecstasy. He's saying, "Finally, I got the mercy. Finally, I got the prema from Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Finally, he saw me as a disciple, or finally, he saw me as lower." Because devotees, we never want to exceed Krishna. We just want to be in the loving devotional service of Krishna. And Advaita Acharya, the name says Acharya. He's teaching by example that the devotional service is the best way. Done. Anything else? Yes, Prabhu.
Just I remember what Prabhu said. Those who try to merge with Brahma effulgence, they don't know who they are, they don't know their purpose. It's like a traveler without destination. They come back again because they don't know where to go. And here, Shukracharya, he kind of fulfilled his duty as a spiritual master as well. He is a devotee of Lord. What he did kind of glorified Bali Maharaj very much. Him having this one thing added here, asking him that Vishnu don't give everything to him based on Vedic principles. He gave him the arguments. So I felt like he kind of helped him to glorify himself in a way.
Yeah, that could be a reason. But at the same time, he was being truthful, and that's why he never heard to it. That's a nice thing, actually. Really nice thing. Basically, he helped Bali Maharaj to glorify Bali Maharaj. That's what you're trying to say.
He got defend here.
Yeah. Here we also have to see that it's Shukracharya's duty. We are not haters of Shukracharya. It's his duty because he's leading the demons. So he's teaching them in that way. It's not like Shukracharya is completely wrong here. That's what my mentor was saying. That how Jatila and Kutila's duty is to make sure that there's a little time. Krishna takes a little time to reach out to Krishna. Actually, they tried their best so that, what I said.
Krishna takes little time to reach to Krishna.
Okay, to reach to Radharani. But it's their duty to do that. And they were being truthful. Yeah, truthful reminds me of one more thing. Venkatesh Prabhu, the other day you shared me a quote when I asked you what is love. Right? When we were about to make a video. You shared something that love is the purest form of truthfulness. Something like this, right? Prabhupada is mentioning then that if there is no truth, then love cannot be there. So, Shukracharya is trying to teach them, but there is no truth in that thing. There is truth, but very small amount of truth. However, when Bali Maharaj saw that this truth is not complete, then he immediately took the shelter of Supreme Lord and he said, okay, I'm going to follow what Supreme Lord desires. Were you able to understand that? Okay. Okay, Prabhus. Let's conclude the class today.